way out there. That's where the seals are, offshore. But all around here are drift oysters. There's thousands of them. Look at that. You can just pick them up. Okay, so I'm off to see my old friends, the fur seals. That's the bar. Small at the moment, but waves come at you from all directions. Kayaking without a rudder or skeg releases the kayak to become more alive. There's not too much drama getting out through the small surf, especially with the tide pushing from behind. Those rocky offshore islands out there are where the seals hang out. It may look quiet and peaceful from above, but underneath there's a whole other world happening. It sounds like an out-of-control farm and stinks like crazy when you're downwind. But underneath, it's just bliss. It's magic. A kayak's probably the best way to visit these guys, especially given that you can join them when you're upside down. I developed this roll to enable a slow motion capsize. There's no splash going down and very little disturbance rolling up. Plenty of time to get a second breath if I like. I call it the stealth roll because it's so quiet. Sliding your hand down towards the blade gives you better leverage when you're braking. It's really all about conserving energy.
Shallow. Like shallow. I got the feeling I've been followed. A bit of a break coming through. Time it right.
Wherever you see milky looking water ahead, consider there's probably waves breaking there, and you could end up on the rocks.
When the seals are out playing like this, there's no sharks. If strangely the seals just disappear, that means there's sharks in the area, or some seal has sent an alert out there's a shark. But it feels pretty good at the moment.
The full length of the paddle shaft creates a slow sink rate at the other end of the blade. It just means I can control how fast or slow I want to tip over. Oh, that's where my sunglasses went. It's also a really powerful way of rolling your kayak back up again. I really like just cruising around, dropping in to check out what's going on down there. It's always interesting. Rolling back up again is done with the stomach muscles. No hips used at all.
There used to be hundreds of seals out here, and now there are thousands. The colonies have really grown. It's amazing. It's fantastic to see.
Hey, that one's waving for help!
I love how they follow you. They don't really stay much out in front, but they always like to follow from behind. I think they're safer. Menacing, aren't they, little buggers? And you know what I saw out here 5 minutes ago? Bloody big tiger snake swimming out at sea, heading straight for the seals. I hope one big one, hopefully a big seal gobbled it up. This seaweed makes a break, creates a break for the waves. You see it breaking, but not very much behind. Give it a radical turn.
Enter the water with the blade at 45 degrees to become half support and half sweep.
All the blade. So easy when you use it like that. You can maneuver your boat anywhere. But you've got to extend your blade. You can't keep your hands in the same spot like that. Or like that. You must extend. You're wasting your time. It's beautiful.
Coming into the small surf is now far more complex than going out, because the tide's now roaring out of the entrance. It's coming out just about as fast as I can paddle. So the trick is to relax and fit in, and use the wave's energy. The golden rule, just keep looking behind. You need to know what's going to dump on you. I'm using very little energy, just bracing for whatever comes along. Because of the rocky seal islands offshore, the waves come in at all directions and break on your left, right and centre. I have a mindset of fitting in with the ocean and not challenging it. And finally, the perfect little wave, ride it all the way to shore. I always like to keep my hands mobile on the paddle. I call it gearing. It optimizes all the maneuvers known to kayaking. I'm going to bounce off this one. Bounce and catch it. The current is coming out of the heads here. The current's roaring out to my left because of the rocks ahead. So I'm using the still waters of the eddy it's created to get to shore. Okay, Australia. Hi, Australia. Touchdown.